he want to do.
Terence Crawford's 37. Devin Heaney said he thinks he would like him to retire. Do you agree with that statement?
He can do whatever he wants to do. He's been dominating for a long time too, so he can do whatever he wants to do. I would like to see him retire because it'd be hard for anybody to top that, and they definitely put him on the top 5 list, and he'd be able to stay there because he hasn't been beaten.
Last question. Is Terence Crawford the greatest of all time?
Absolutely the greatest of all time.
Where does he rank?
I don't know, but he's not the greatest of all time. Absolutely the greatest of all time.
Roy Jones Jr. just changed the entire plan for Terence Crawford's next move. Fans everywhere are waiting for a huge rematch with Canelo, but Roy is pointing Crawford in a totally different direction. A direction almost no one expected, but one that is important for Crawford's legacy. He says there is one missing piece in Crawford's career, and only one man can complete it, Erislandy Lara. This is not about collecting another belt. It's about closing the final gap in Crawford's record. Roy believes Lara is the dangerous opponent that completes Crawford's legacy.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome and more angrier and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there and take that blueprint and do even more with it.
To understand why Roy wants this fight, look at Crawford's resume. He won belts at 135, 140, 147, and 154 pounds. Then he jumped all the way to 168 and beat Canelo. But he skipped something. He never fought at 160 pounds, the middleweight division. For someone like Roy Jones, this is a missing link. Roy says going back down to 160 is not a step backward, it's a smart strategy. If Crawford wins a belt at middleweight, his championship run becomes complete. And the argument that he is the greatest fighter of this generation becomes almost impossible to deny.
I don't know. I mean, I think he may want to go get a middleweight title because he skipped over that. He went to dream middleweight. No, he went dream middleweight, then went super middleweight. So he may go back to just capture middleweight title to close the gap, like I wished I would have did with the cruiserweight title. So I think he does that.
The middleweight division has been quiet for years. It hasn't had big stars, and it's been overshadowed by 168. But Roy believes now is the perfect time for Crawford to strike. Middleweight is full of talented champions who hold belts, but none of them have the superstar power to demand Canelo-level money. This gives Crawford all the control. He doesn't need to beg for opportunities. He enters the division as the main attraction. Roy sees this as the easiest path to the biggest historical achievement.
I did want to ask you about Terence Crawford as well.
Yeah.
A lot going on with him at the moment. No one knows his next move.
Right.
What would you like his next move to be?
I think he should go down and win a title at 160 because he won at 47, 40, 54, 68. Go get 60, you closed it off. That's fine.
Yeah. Would you like to see a rematch with Canelo?
Not really.
Okay. What about Canelo, I guess? What would you like to see in the future
I
for
don't
him?
know. Canelo can do anything he wants to. He's done so much already. There's really not much left for him to do. So it's really, I think Canelo probably could either take the rematch or close the door because Canelo's done way more than that.
Now the timeline gets interesting. The middleweight picture becomes clear on December 6, 2025. That's when WBO/IBF champion Janibek Alimkanyeli fights WBA champion Erislandy Lara in a huge unification match. This fight decides everything. Janibek is a young, dangerous puncher that many fighters avoid. Lara is the oldest champion in boxing, but still one of the smartest and trickiest. Whoever wins and walks out with 3 belts becomes Crawford's next target.
Age-wise, of course, everybody's going to say Erislandy Lara because he's 40. Mm-hmm. But I would never come out of my mouth and call Erislandy Lara a weak link. Mm-hmm. I think there's no elite fighters at 160.
Even though Janibek is the younger threat, many believe Roy Jones Jr. is secretly pointing Crawford toward Lara if Lara wins. Lara represents the old-school master, someone who understands boxing at the highest level. A fight between Crawford and Lara would be a pure chess match. 2 southpaws, 2 high IQ fighters, 2 experts at controlling the ring. If Lara beats Janibek and unifies the belts, Crawford could fight a veteran who gave Canelo big problems years ago. It would also add another bragging point for Crawford. I beat the guy who troubled Canelo.
Bud's like my brother. I've been with him for the past probably 7 camps. He's taken 0 shortcuts. He's always 100% to himself. He never cheats himself, so. We're just in a routine. We know what happens. We come out here, just pass the time working out everything. Pass as fast. You work out so many times a day, and get to it, you're working the whole time.
Crawford isn't just sitting and waiting, he is already making moves. At a recent WBO convention, he was seen sitting next to Janabek's team. He looked into the camera and said, "I got my eyes on you." We don't know if he was joking or serious, but one thing is clear, Crawford is watching the 160-pound division closely.
My guts say the same thing. You know, I'm gonna sit down with my team and we're gonna discuss what's next in the future for Terence Crawford. And you know, who knows? I might go down to 160.
Johnny, we're here next, looking for you, looking for December 6th. How you gonna do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janabek.
That clip proves Roy Jones Jr.'s prediction is already happening. Crawford is targeting the middleweight champions. He knows the winner on December 6th holds the key to his 6th world title. Roy's second piece of advice is more controversial. Forget the Canelo rematch. He believes fighting Canelo again is risky and doesn't help Crawford's legacy. Canelo is older, recovering from elbow surgery, and not the same fighter. If Crawford beats him again, critics will say Canelo was injured. If Crawford loses, it hurts his first win. Roy calls it a lose-lose situation disguised as a big payday.
Up at Canelo Crawford. I just want to get your reflections on that fight first.
It was a great fight by Crawford. Fought a very smart fight, just like I thought he would. The only problem I had was I was worried about his shoulder because some stuff came out about his shoulder being sore. So I didn't know about that. But if he didn't have any injuries, I knew it would be an easy walk for him.
Are you surprised by just how kind of confident and comfortable Terence was in there at all?
No, not at all, because if you watch Canelo struggles with guys that can box. Terence can box from both sides, left-handed or right-handed. So how could you be surprised?
So there's a lot of talk about what next for both men. With Canelo Alvarez, where do you think he goes from here?
I don't know. I think they're trying to have a rematch, so I don't know.
Do you think he can right the wrongs in a rematch?
I don't think so, no.
Roy wants Crawford to focus on history, not money. The real legacy move is winning a belt at 160 pounds. If Crawford does this, he joins an exclusive club with only Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya, fighters who won championships in 6 weight classes. That type of achievement lasts forever. Roy knows this because he himself chased history, jumping from middleweight to heavyweight. He sees that same fire in Crawford and wants him to grab the 6th title so his name becomes truly unforgettable.
Right, but in terms of a fantasy fight, if you'd have ever shared the ring with a 168 version of Terence Crawford, would that have been an intriguing matchup?
Not really. I like Terence. Terence is a very good fighter, but Terence grew up on Roy Jones. It's hard to tell you these guys are going to whoop Roy Jones when they grew up and they still asking questions to Roy Jones about how he did things. So they don't fully understand Roy Jones yet either. So it's hard to beat Roy Jones if you don't fully understand him yet. You understand me? So I mean, it's cool. He's a great fighter, don't get it wrong. And it would have been an intriguing fight because he has a heart and he has confidence. And he's a very challenging guy. That's what I like about him the most. That's why I knew he'd beat Canelo, because he stands up to the challenge. So he would have been something to deal with for a few rounds earlier. But I was a different guy. I was much faster than 90% of the people I fought. You understand me? So it's like, with my speed level and with the precision and things, even him, I had him training yesterday. I watched him put together some 4 and 5 punch combinations, and I think it shocked him because of how quick he can do it. So it's not about necessarily talent. It's talent too, but you gotta have know-how with talent. I had know-how along with talent. That's what this kid has.
Terence Crawford now stands at a crossroads. One path leads to a huge payday and a repeat fight with Canelo Alvarez.